Hey guys, it's Chris here from Chris's Creative Life, and I design workshops that help you create beautiful projects from start to finish with easy to follow guides. And as promised, we're here. It's 3 o'clock, and we are going to talk about some of the great things in the new annual idea book. So literally there's stuff everywhere around me in my office. So I'm going to put you down on my desk and we're going to get started because there's a lot of things to cover. This is, like I said, 113 pages of lots of goodness. So there's definitely some great things in here. Okay, so I'm going to put you down on my desk. Just give me 1 second here. Okay, so here we go. This is the new cover of the new idea book. I'm just going to move my camera a little bit. Nope, wrong way. There we go. Okay, so this is the cover of the annual idea book. It goes from August 2022 to July 2023. And it's crazy. So the reason I wanted to come on and do a walkthrough is sometimes I think it's a little bit easier. Let's see that, move this and see if that helps that funny shadow I've got in the middle. It kind of does. Sometimes it's helpful to actually give perspective on size. Now I'm just looking for somewhere that I can actually set this down. Sometimes it's helpful to give perspective on size, as well as it is also super hard to gauge a color sometimes in print, online, and I'm not saying that necessarily this is going to make it any better, but you can kind of see a little bit more as I've pulled out, like I'm trying to isolate a few things so you can see the new things kind of together. So, like I said, this is the cover. VIP started receiving their annual idea books last month, and now they are going in orders currently. So, if you place an order, you will get this nice idea book in your order. So, we're going to actually do the back cover first because there is a new Operation Smile stamp set, and it's very pretty. So last year's was just all sentiment. So they've gone back to having some images on it, and they're beautiful flowers. So don't forget, if you order the Operation Smile stamp set, part of the money goes to, part of the proceeds go to Operation Smile. Okay, so as you can see here, I've got the new colors. So these are the new 6 colors from that Close to My Heart introduced this year. And our color of the year is melon. It is no surprise. It's been all over the place. So, but we're literally going to go through this idea book starting at the beginning. I'm just going to move this just a little bit so that I can put some other things on my desk, I think. But like I said, I literally have nowhere to put anything because I have stuff everywhere. I actually grabbed a second glass of water in case I am talking long time. Okay, that's a crazy angle. Anyway, so here we go. There is a message from Jeanette you can read. Then Close to My Heart's mission statement is also in here. And at the beginning, they've done something a little bit different. So there's some starter bundles. So if you know anybody that wants to get into card making or scrapbooking, on page 3, they've created some bundles that are perfect for gift giving. So if you wanted to introduce somebody to a great hobby, that would be the place to go. Then they talk about the Craft with Heart. The program is the same amount of things in the program. Okay, so then they go to the how-to books, and they've just done a neat spread where they've taken some of there's no new idea book or love of color, but they've taken some of them and showed you with updated artwork. So you guys all know I love these books. So there's those. Again, another sneak peek at some of the new stuff using one of the patterns. So first up is, like I said, no secret. Some of it, lots of it you guys will have seen already, but I'm just gonna share my thoughts along the way. So the first collection is called Celebrating You, and I do have that. Okay, I'll have to move this back over here, just so I have another surface to put things down on. So as you can see, it is kind of themed like birthday, party, celebration, all the fun things. And they went with a really neutral color palette. So it's Sapphire Lagoon, Glacier, Honey Butter, which is one of the new colors, Linen, Pewter, and French Vanilla. So here is this paper pack. So I will turn the page. I have 2 paper packs on there because there's some interesting things that then happened with the paper pack. So these are, I'm just going to make myself a little bit smaller. No, I am not. Maybe I can just move myself. There we go. Okay, so it is, again, a large paper pack, right? So there's 6 prints. There's 2 sheets of each. So if you like both sides, you can use one of each. And they are super pretty. So here we go. I can tell already I'm going to have a big, huge mess when we're done, but that is okay. Okay. So there is a fun sticker sheet. I'm going to talk to you about the embellishments in 1 second, but there's a fun sticker sheet with the silver foil on it. It's really, and I will say too, even over the camera, the stuff is prettier in person, but obviously it's got a strong birthday theme or just celebration theme. So like the wedding glasses could even be used for a wedding or New Year's. Celebrating You, and this is obviously like a bottle of champagne. Celebrating You could be used for so many things. There's the little pennants, your special day. So then there are some specific, obviously, birthday things. Happy birthday. And happy birthday here. But really, and then some of the smaller ones, like best birthday ever. Older and wiser. So there are some things that are very specifically birthday, but I would not say that you have to use it for birthdays only. So then let's look at the scale kind of the prints. So this is a glacier with little cupcakes, candles, and presents on one side with the super cute cupcakes across the top for the zip strip. I know, the silver foil on the stickers is super pretty. And then the back side is a good ombre. I love a good ombre. It kind of goes from almost like a light glacier up to almost washed out. Then I love this piece of paper. So there's a fun plaid and the zip strip is striped. And then the back side is just striped. I'm just going to warn you at certain points the camera might go crazy out of focus because of the prints. But this, like these 3 prints right here, you could absolutely use for anything. Then this one is little tiny presents, little tiny candles, some plus signs, maybe a little vine. And then the zip strip is a fun pennant zip strip. And then the back side of that paper is all words. So it's like happy birthday, eat cake, celebrate, surprise, older, wiser, hip, hip, hooray. You could totally cut out some of the words if you, I know, a good plaid, I'm all about a good plaid. And if you like plaid, then you'll love what they did with some of the other paper packs. So this piece of paper has really pretty script on it. I love it set against the sapphire background. And then the little confetti zip strip across the top. That's super pretty. And then on the background is a good diamond, which I think is kind of super fun with the plaid and the stripes. And then this piece of paper is so fun. So it's a sapphire background, and then it almost looks like confetti thrown on the ground or sparkles, or you know when you look through the lights and they kind of go all a little wonky. That's what this piece of paper reminds me of. And then on the background is a really pretty lagoon pattern. So it's little tiny stripes across the back. It's beautiful. And then there's this fun like starburst with little tiny circles on it too. And then like this fun zip strip with all the candles across the top. And then the back side is balloons. So the scale of all this paper. So one of the things I really liked is I think the scale is good for scrapbooking, and it's also good for card making. Nothing is crazy large that you would not still see the scale on a card. So that is quite nice. Okay. So then here is the embellishments. So you have your sticker sheet, and then an embellishment pack. And so this is fun. I think they're kind of playing around. They were kind of playing around and testing this over the course of the last year. So everything kind of goes together. So you can take parts belong together. So I'm sure that's not making sense, but these are like die cut sheets. So in here, this is like the honey butter color. And then there's silver and sapphire glitter, and then the white acrylic. So I will show you here. So here is a piece of that silver die cut, right? And then you put over top of it this birthday fun. Now, that's how they showed it. You don't have to do that. It's just a suggestion. Or an option. I'm just going to pop out the little eye so you can actually see it. So also all of the die cuts are like that new and improved die cut. So they come out super easy and they're really pretty together. So I'm actually going to, in the next little while, assemble the embellishments the way they have them illustrated. Just to kind of get a good scale for them. Some of these too, I also think you could totally use them because of the scale on cards and scrapbooking layouts. So you can see I am going to throw these back all into my bag though, so I don't lose any of my pieces. But like there's tons of fun things. There's little cupcakes, balloons, there's some titles, there's glitter that goes on top of glitter. Does it get better than that? I don't think so. You guys all know I like some good glitter. So this is the new way or trend of the embellishments that they did for the annual. So I'm sure there's going to be some other fun things along the way. So I would recommend keeping the bag to put these all back in. Okay. I'm just going to put it all together right here. Okay, so is that all? Okay, so then we get to the next collection. So the first one I think is, yes, I love that they've layered them too, right? So if you, and the acrylic is the new thinner acrylic, so it's not crazy bulky. you can get some other embellishments that are a little bit thicker, but the white acrylic with these is quite thin. So I'm just going to safely move these down off my desk. Right. I'm going to open this drawer and put them in here so I could package that up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just move the things back in a pile. Okay. So then Flower Shop. I do have Flower Shop here too. Super pretty. And obviously it's much more flowery, feminine colors, but they did throw some fun things in here that I think are very versatile also. So the colors are ballerina, flamingo, raspberry, sapphire, capri, sage, pine, avocado, honey butter, and white daisy. You can see they loved honey butter this year, and it's beautiful. I love honey butter too. So some fun layouts here on a card. Okay. So the scale is a little bit bigger on these prints, but I would still say you could use them on cards. Oh, that's very close. So with this sticker sheet, it's got the UV. So there's no silver coating or gold coating or anything, but there is some fun, and you can see it when it catches the light, UV coating on these. So there's like border stickers, 2 sets, some fun titles, these little sentiments, which I love. I really like these, this nice size. We saw a lot of that in the last year too. They're just great for like tucking in little places, putting on top of an embellishment cluster, all of those fun things. And so these prints too, there are some, like I said, they're a little bit bigger scale, but not bad. So it's got this fun stripe across the top. This dot is very small. And then the back side is this fun capri dot, which the camera's not gonna like. But so these, totally generic, right? You could do anything with them. This fun, I really like this one. So this is the honey butter with little daisies with sapphire centers. And this zip strip is like, looks like stitching. And the back side of it is this fun floral, which I love. This like wonky kind of flower print. Okay, so then there is a fun diagonal stripe. I think a diagonal stripe is kind of like a good plaid, right? When you get a good diagonal stripe, there's a little rose image across the top, and then a fun stripe on the back. Very similar to the stripe from Celebrating You, right? Again, here is, I love this piece of paper. It looks like mums or dahlias or whatever in sapphire and white. You could totally color these, watercolor pencil crayons. You just wouldn't want a ton of water on them. And then there's this fun floral on the back. I love this. I can hardly wait to try and recreate this piece of paper on a card front with a stamp. And then there's this chevron pattern, which is not going to pick up in the camera. But look at this sweet little zip strip with the tiny little flowers across the top. It's so pretty. And then there is like a plaid on the back with avocado. So you can kind of see the scale now, right? And then there's these sweet flowers, kind of like a whole pile of, you're very welcome, a whole pile of wildflowers. That's totally what it reminds me of. Oh, it's totally big enough you could color it with markers. Absolutely. This print too, I really love. There is a stamp set that I think too you could totally play with, recreating kind of this same pattern. We'll get to that in a little bit, but super pretty. And then, okay, so these are open because I might have been using them already, but I'll show you the embellishments. So same thing, right? It is an embellishment pack with different textures. So it's fun, right? They've played on the different kind of textures. So this has 2 sets of acrylics. There's raspberry acrylics. I even have extra stuff in here because I was creating with it already. So there's white and raspberry acrylics. And look at these super pretty flowers. They would look amazing with like glitter paper behind them. Or you could even add distress oxide to paper and put them on top, or watercolor behind them. And then, so there's titles in here. So this one is not so much about the layering up like Celebrate Today. These are kind of more standalone embellishments. So, and then they did, that's actually, it doesn't belong in here. They did sapphire die cuts with some titles here, like All Smiles and Beautiful. And then underneath is a wood grain, which I love. So it says In Bloom and Memories, True Bliss, Click. I always love a good die cut camera because I am at heart a scrapbooker, so I love a good camera. And look, there's a little heart. I always love the little heart when they do heart in the middle of the lens. Some banners, just some fun little things like that. So these ones are more standalone versus having to assemble them like the Celebrating You. But like I said, you don't have to use the Celebrating You ones the way that, like piling them up. You could totally just use them separate. Okay. There is that. So then the next thing is fun. Okay. So they did 4 seasons. I think this is an amazing concept. I loved it because we are an international company and not everybody has summer when we have summer or winter when we have winter. So let's include it all in the annual idea book. So there are 4 seasonal packs. I have them all here because, like I said, I absolutely loved this concept. So there is spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So let's take a look at them. So here, there are some similarities among them. So first thing I'm going to point out is there is a wood grain paper in every season. So they're different, like wood grains, obviously, but there is a wood grain for every season. That's fun. And then there's a coordinating cardstock pack and with like obviously the coordinating colors. So let's take a look at spring. So obviously spring is more subtle colors. So their coordinating colors are White Daisy, Lemonade, Avocado, Capri, Flamingo, and Ballerina. So here is the sticker sheet, and there's 2 sets of borders across the top. Like, how fun is this little, it's like splattered, pre-splattered border strips. There's banners, there's titles. So it says, Here Comes the Sun. I know it's super hard to see because of the yellow. Stop and Smell the Flowers. Spring into Life. That's very pretty. Keep Blooming. Then there's some folder, like tab stickers. There's a banner. Some of those fun little stickers that I like to tuck into things. Yes, the seasonal pack is very great idea. Like I said, because not everybody is in the same season, so this is a great way to remedy that. So then for the paper pack, it is a stripe and this fun little dotted border zip strip, and on the back is this sweet polka dot. I also love a good polka dot, plaid, a good stripe. So then this is a little tiny chevron. It's super hard to see, and I'm sure it doesn't pick up in the idea book, but it's just a darker green, avocado, and then the little chevron is a little bit darker. The zip strip is a pretty little stripe. And then these packs are smaller, right? So those first two packs had 6 designs, 2 pages, 2 pieces each. These are 3 designs, 2 pieces each. There's the wood grain. Obviously for spring it's a little bit lighter. I love this piece of paper. Wonky dot in a circle pattern. I gotta love it. Sweet little flowers. And then the back side of it is this beautiful floral. Really, really pretty. Okay, so you're gonna see as we go through, I'll go through them quicker now. This is summer. There's some similarities, which is also very smart. So there's 4 banners across the top. There's some titles. There's banner strips, file tabs, a banner, the sweet sentiments across the bottom, a circular element. So you have the same kind of shapes of stickers for each season. So this is summer. This reminds me of like a picnic blanket. So there's like a plaid with bluebird. And then the back side is a candy apple plaid that almost translates as a dot, but it is a plaid. And then the zip strip is that fun little candy apple with little dots. Avocado stripe, right? So you've got a stripe. We had a stripe in the other pack. Then your wood grain, a multicolored dot, and then on the back side a floral. So you can see the packs are all very similar but different, right? Different color palette. Okay, so that was summer. Then I'll just quickly do autumn. Autumn is proof that change is beautiful, thankful and blessed. Falling in love with this. It's fall, you all. Hey there, pumpkin. So you've got some borders across the top, some chevron, like dovetailed banner pieces, some file tabs, little stickers, a banner, circular element. This is super pretty. So this is got a sweet little leaf on it. And the wood grain on this piece. So the coordinate, this is a beautiful piece of wood grain paper too. So the colors are espresso, honey butter, mocha, nectarine, capri, no, papaya, not capri, papaya. No, it's not. It's paprika. Oy, oy, oy. I obviously need my stronger glasses on today. Shortbread, Sundance, toffee, and white daisy. Then there is a stripe, and it has a little. So it's it's like mocha stripe, and then this sweet zip strip. The wood grain is absolutely gorgeous, and I don't think that the wood grain actually translates in the idea book as to how pretty it actually is. A very pretty plaid, but like that is a stunning piece of wood grain paper. This is going to make the camera go all wonky. But look at that zip strip with the little acorns and pine cones, the sweet little flower. And then on the back side, a good fall pattern paper. Okay, so that is fall, autumn. And then the winter. And I love the featured colors for winter. But here you go. Here's the sticker sheet. So a couple border stickers on the top. And across this one it says hot cocoa, mittens, snow, play, traditions, laughter, holidays, friends, together, family, and then it cycles again like that. I like that with the little, it probably just looks like little tiny dashes on camera, but it's just little tiny text. Some banners, file tab holders, the bunting, little sentiments, the most wonderful time of the year, journaling box, winter wishes, the magic of winter, it's a hot cocoa kind of day, let's stay inside. Okay, so this is like a little circle pattern with a dot in the middle and then a stripe across the back. So the featured colors are Capri, which really is Capri this time, espresso, mint, pine, sage, scarlet, toffee, and white. It is, I really like this combination for winter. So there's that second piece. Here's a blue stripe. I know it's not going to translate, but it's like a million little dots in a line to create the stripe. It's almost like a stitched line. And then the wood grain, which kind of looks like a birch tree to me. And then, of course, a plaid. Again, a really cute zip strip. And then the back side of that is just a fun winter print. So you can see how they're the same but different. So that, again, nice scale for all the papers. So I think they would be usable for cards and layouts, which is always nice. Okay, so let me put this one in the bag and then I'll pick the other ones up and they can just go in my drawer and I will sort those out after. Okay, so that's like the paper section, all the fun stuff. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to stamping, which is super fun. So this is a great set. So it's a truck and you can change it out for the season. So in the home decor, you've seen it a ton in like door hangers and paintings. You can, or ceramics even, paint your own truck and then swap out the seasonal pieces. So I do have parts of this. Just to kind of help you with the scale, because that was hard for me on this one. So here is actually, so the truck is exactly how it is printed on the piece of paper in the idea book, right? And so here are the fun things that you could add to your truck. There's like a little wood frame to go on the back of the truck, some milk jugs with flowers in it, a little sign, a leaf. So then there's some sentiments. It says, happy day, just married, happy holidays, be mine, celebrate. There is a Christmas tree because you got to put a Christmas tree in your truck. There's some presents, some fireworks, special delivery, pumpkins, hay bales, some heart-shaped balloons for a birthday truck, some decorative banners, two different, like a rounded one and then a triangular one. So that's super fun. And they took them and showed you in all of the seasons here. So that's fun. And then there's separate greetings that are also, I do believe, I have some of them, not all of them. Let's just see here. So you can see for scale, like I can so this is to scale. You could use these on a scrapbooking page or on a card, right? I don't know that you would use autumn on the front of a card, but blessings or truly thankful for you, thankful, grateful, blessed, like all of those things you could use on a card or on a scrapbooking page. Okay. So then they did seasonal stamps and die cuts. I don't have any of these. They are to scale, I would assume, because these are 6x6 examples of 6x6 mini albums. So there's a spring, a summer, autumn, and a winter. Then there's some fun florals. So this is the one that I was talking about that I think you could use to recreate Some of the flower shop paper for sure. It kind of has that total vibe. They did this fun layout, and I don't know if you saw before, but the stamp set with the palm leaves, it's kind of the same idea as this, just they took the flowers and stamped it all around. Some fun examples in here, and as they've started doing, they've given you the color combinations on the artwork pieces, so you can play with color combinations. So there's a sports theme stamp set and a musical stamp set, great for just generic scrapbooking or card making. A ballerina stamp set, which they've never done before, which I would, or not as long as I can remember, but it's super pretty. There is a sweet little baby card stamp, themed stamp, and then like a wedding one. So then this is fun because I love thin cuts. So we've moved on to one of my favorite sections. So let me see where I put that, because I actually am also using it currently. It might be very deep in a pile here. Let me just see. Oh no, they're over here. I don't know where the circles are right at the moment, but so for whoever remembers the National Scrapbooking bundles, they did this fun set of thin cuts, and I did a couple of adaptations on the layouts. So they expanded off of that, and these, I gotta say, I love them. So they are called square patterns, thin cuts, and you can just see here, they're great for cards or scrapbooking layouts. Lots of fun. You'll see lots probably from me this year with these because I love them. A new background stamp set, always a fun background and texture. So it's called Background Elements Stamp Set. I like this little dot here, and then, you know, some of the fun textures that they've got going on. So then this is a fun one. I have this one. I have to get this one, but they play together really nicely. So you can layer them on and use different colored inks, which is kind of fun. So your sentiment can be separate from your decorative elements versus having to mask it or cut your stamp set or whatever to try and get a couple of different colors going on there. It's separate stamps and they go together. Kind of a super fun concept. Okay, so I do have this one out because as you saw, I stamped the new ink colors with it. So it's a fun little new, this is kind of like the new floral. So they all layer on top of each other. Some great sentiments. And I think that it's a 1.5 inch circle. So you can cut it out with your thin cut if you want to 1 3/4, I think it is. But so if you wanted a circle to stamp right on, you can use a thin cut to cut that out. A fun little ice cream cone. And again, so if you look at it from the standpoint of, this is really another background and texture stamp set, right? So just because they've used it on an ice cream cone, these are just great for adding texture or lines or a little bit of distressing onto a layout or a card. It kind of just expands right off of the background and texture concept. Okay, so these are fun. I'm sure everybody's seen them be sneak peeked around because they were, if you attended a convention, they were the project. So this, I think you are going to see tons of. So it's the ability to add interactive elements to anything. So this is the pull tab thin cut. So from the pieces, so from this piece, you create your actual pull feature. So this piece right here that you can pull your interactive element up with. So you can see here the present is closed and you pull it up and it exposes the inside. So this cuts the little circle in the top here. Right here, it's got the pretty little stitching on it, right? Here's just another example, a different variation, and it says happy birthday on the inside of this one. These are to create your different slots depending on how much you need, how much height you need to bring up something to make it interactive. This is a functioning piece that you use to hold it on your layout, and then this is a little extra that you can add on the top so that people know that it's got an interactive element, so you could add it in a different color. So that's fun. I might come back and recreate these cards with you guys at some point, but there are directions on how to use it in the packaging, but there's like a lot of fun tips and tricks to add along the way. So then this is this stamp set. Obviously you're seeing in real life here. And then there is another one called Another Candle, which you could obviously also make interactive, hiding these candles and pulling them out of the cake. Awesome birthday sentiments, like crazy awesome. Here's the last one of these. So I did save one set so that I could come back and make them at some point. So that is super fun. You gotta love a little interactive element. Okay, and then this is the other big interactive feature for this idea book, which when it's closed, it says one thing, and when you pull it, it exposes or changes the message. So it's called the card front slide. Some of them are a lot of words. Card front slider window thin cut. So a fun concept, and you don't have to just use this stamp set. I've seen lots of fun little variations coming off of this. And I'm sure you will see a lot more soon. Okay, so then another interactive thin cut. So this is like a pull tab, which is fun. Like you could do it totally other ways, but you can use other thin cuts that we've had along the way. But this just makes it super easy. You kind of get one for every kind of direction that you might want to go. So you can go straight across, or make a little hill, or a little zigzag, or a big swoop. And so then there is a coordinating stamp set for that. But obviously, again, you could make anything slide across your card, right? So just a fun. So I always like to look at the thin cuts for versatility. Something I know I'll use a ton of. Like I knew, because I loved the circles that came with National Scrapbooking Day, I knew I was going to love these. Can I cut this with my trimmer? Absolutely. But it comes as a set, and it creates a lot of fun elements, and everything is then just sized the same. So that's what I look for. Or like a pull tab, something novel that I'll use again and again, or can adapt in lots of different ways. Because thin cuts are an investment, right? So you want to know that you're going to use them a lot. This is fun. I really like this. One sec. It's very hot here today. So these are inside card sentiments, which people have been asking for a long time. They've kind of also, I think, experimented in the last couple of years with them too, and they have been super popular. I really like this card here too. I think I'm gonna have to recreate that. That's super fun. So not to say you couldn't use them on the front of a card, but they're sized nicely for the inside of a card. Let me just see. I think I have one in here. So you can see the size is actually the size. So I'll show you. So it's exactly the same size as in the idea book. So then when you look at it in comparison to a card front, so you could totally add it to your card front, some of them. And then here is the scale on the inside of a card. So it's nice. You still have room to write your own message, but you have a nice message on the inside. And so there's 6 of those. They are tons of fun. I really like that. Okay. So the tabs are the same. This is the same tag as we had before, but these are fun. So I do have these because also, like I said, I love a good thin cut. So these, perfect for cards, perfect for scrapbooking layouts. So like I said, and then I love the fact that these ones, there's the stitching on them. So I love this little heart with the scallop and the stitching, this fun diamond. There's a hole in all of them. There's this fun little 2-ended hole cover, which when you glue it down, I don't see it. When you glue it down, you can glue it down on top of, like, so for here, for example, to kind of finish off the tag. So that is another fun thing. Okay. So then there is actually a stamp set that you can use on top of it, but it's also, this one's also got just some really great sentiments you could just use on like a circle, right? You gotta love this. For you, handmade. Thanks. Thank you very much. With love. Epic gift inside. Surprise. You gotta love a to and from. I love that. Okay, so then the backpack is the same, and then there's an interactive card for a gift card holder. Super fun. And then there's these. So I have the butterflies. I don't have the leaves yet, but I'm going to show you because also I think that scale is important on this one. So this is the size of the butterflies. So you can see in relation to my hand, they are big. So super fun, but there's different sizes, right? So you can see here, I think there's 3 sizes. 4 sizes and a dragonfly. Oh, there might be more than that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bodies and a dragonfly. So there's bottom wings, 1 set of wings. Like you can totally switch them up. Fun. I'm still playing with this, but I think you can see there's solid pieces for backgrounds and then you can layer them up. Thus, this is why it's called butterfly layers. So super pretty. This would be a fun one too. You could totally watercolor them. You could use your markers. You could use glitter paper. You could use regular paper. You could use pattern paper, right? So there's so many ways to change up this butterfly. There we go. And then there are new, I was going to say branches, but it's actually called sprigs and leaves. So fun for adding 2 things. So then there are a few things here. So these are die cuts that are sentiments to fit on your cards. This is kind of neat. It's a thin cut that cuts wood grain and it's sized to slimline card. And then a thin cut that's the size of a slimline card. There's a new background card front, so that's fun. And then here you can see in relation to kind of get a gauge of the sizes. So then there's these and this kind of all goes together, but can also be used very separately. So these also interact. So these card stamps also interact with some new thin cuts. So this is the size. So they're smaller than some of the previous ones. So this, I know it's probably really hard to tell, but it is a balloon. So you can see again, when I pull it over, you can see how it's kind of sized for a card, but I totally think you could easily add this to scrapbooking layout also. So then they did a stitched star, and I consider these like basics, like things I would for sure have. Like I said, you could, I like that they all have stitching on them, right? So it kind of elevates it over a cricket shape, right? So there's a star, a heart, and then the scalloped circle frame, and then a small circle shaker window. So these can work together or work apart. Like I said, fun, and I think that they're a great staple. You can see here that they've turned them in the scallop into a shaker on the front of the card. Then there's some more, and here's like, there's also inserts, so foam, just like the regular size ones, which I can't actually see. I think I have some of them, but I do not see them at the moment. Oh wait, maybe they're here. So there's, here, I told you there's stuff everywhere. So they are, you can see in my hand, smaller, right? So it's but the same concept with the circle around the outside, the extra foam in the middle, and then the acetate pieces with the protective coating on the one side to take off. So these we had before, but then there's some more stamp sets, an embossing folder, a regular size, and then a slimline. They're not in stock yet. Then there's some fun new alphas. The slimline alpha is the slim alphabet is the same, but then there's new alphas. And this is kind of neat too. So it's called Title Style Stamp Set. So it's always, you know, like the ampersand or with, and, by, like all those kind of fun things to add to scrapbooking title. Okay, so glitter paper. Gotta love glitter paper. I have the melon to show you. And it is all chopped up already. But here is the melon glitter paper. So somebody asked me in relation to, okay, so we'll do this all at the same time. So there's melon ribbon, so it's like the grosgrain ribbon. So the melon shimmer trim is exactly the same color as the glitter paper, but there also, the other new shimmer trims are pine, periwinkle, which is kind of a bluey purple. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of bluebell, but not really. And then this one I cut into already. So Seabrook, this might be one of my favorites. Seabrook and honey butter. And then this is Mist, which is kind of blue. So somebody asked the difference between papaya. So this is papaya shimmer trim against the melon. So you can see there is a difference. I know. You gotta love all things glitter. So there is a difference between the papaya and the melon. So you can see it really clearly right there on camera, no matter my light or what. So, and like I said, the shimmer trim is exactly the same color as the glitter paper. So that is the papaya. Okay. And I don't have the other colors of glitter paper here just yet. I have some orders that are still coming and you can't get it all at once. So then let's keep going. Okay, so I was not around the first time these were a thing, so I'm just going to tell you, I wasn't sure about them, but so I ordered them, and I might like them a lot, because you guys know I like to alter things and change things up. So they have new irresistibles. So there is an alpha, and then there's paper. So they're also self-adhesive journaling strip stickers. Okay, so here is the alpha. So the whole concept is you can alter it with ink, paint, any shimmer brush, all of the things you can alter them with. So for the alphas, there's one with a dot, and then one with a stripe. So then I'll tell you too how tall these are. They're 2 inches, so great size for scrapbooking. Okay, so then here, I know these look like nothing, right? But they are super fun. So they're different patterns. So there's a little one with flowers. There's a plaid. There's a diagonal stripe. Oh, and I knew what I should have known. My camera was not going to like this. Diagonal stripe, like a checkerboard almost. There's a little star, and then a dot. Okay, so you know how we were talking about, like, you gotta love a good plaid pattern. I'm gonna move these out of the way so the camera starts going wonky. And we are going to add some color to something. So this is just one of the new Distress Oxides. Just so I don't color everything. So this, I don't know if you can actually see, but that's Lagoon ink across the top of it. So I'll just show you. You can't, like I said, you can color them with lots of different things. So here is Speckled Egg. And I've got my idea book underneath here, so this is not going to be by any means perfect. But you can see that as soon as you add the color, it brings out the pattern. So that's the plaid. So you can have tons of fun with like the Distress Oxides and then distressing it, or adding then shimmer brush on top. This is the little flower. I just have a little piece here, so I'll show you really quickly. So you can see it's got like the same feel, like the magic, like embossing something, right? So you can then also polish it up so it's a little bit whiter again. So that's fun. Like I said, I might really, really like that. Funny, I have a little cabinet behind me and it's got all sorts of little drawers, and so I keep opening a drawer and piling my stuff on top of it. I'm looking forward to getting this in my order. Super fun. Like I said, I don't think that when you look at this in the idea book, you're like, okay, great, something they had a really long time ago. But it is super fun. And because there's so many mediums that you can use to play with them, that's super fun. Okay, so craft paper, vellum, distress watercolor, like this is all the same. The perpetual calendar, the regular calendar, they've added a banner size alpha that you can order, so you can make your own words, right? You could make people's names or say congrats or anything along that line. So then there's a far smaller selection of things to stuff into your shakers, but what we have left is beautiful, so I'll just keep it. So this though is the melon mix, which is super pretty. It's kind of got, so it's got melon sequins and then a lighter shade of melon and then the other shade, because you know they always like they mix other colors in. This one is almost like French vanilla, but it's iridescent. And then there's some little hearts in the mix too. So very pretty. Okay, so then this is fun. We talked about the shimmer trim and the grosgrain ribbon already, right? And I showed you all the fun new colors there. So that's that. But then here's my little basket of embellishments. So this, okay, so there's melon embellishments and this whole package is just all melon. But there's different sizes now, right? So there's dots in 3 different sizes, hearts in 3 different sizes, stars in 3 different sizes. So this one, like I said, is the only one that's one solid color. So that's the melon. Then these are all color selections. So they're like shades of. So this is green. So it includes pine. So there's 2 sheets of each. So there's that many times 2 of each shade. So pine, clover, and green apple. And then this is the blues. So it's sapphire, bluebird, and periwinkle. Right? So perfect for tucking into all. So now you have like an embellishment to match everything. So this is the reds, which is scarlet, candy apple, and papaya. This must be the pinks. So it's raspberry, flamingo, and peach. It's going to take me a long time to remember which is in, like which, because there's so many of them. These are the purples. So it's mulberry, grape, and wisteria. So mulberry, grape, wisteria. This is the blue, which we did already. This is teals, which is capri, lagoon, and glacier. We did the greens. Orange, yellow. So honey butter, sundance, and nectarine. And then there is, they call this gray. So it's charcoal, pewter, and mink. Mink. Blah, blah. No more mink, just mint. No more mint, just mink. Oh my goodness. And then there's black and white. So this one is a funny one, right? So because it's just black and white, there are 3 sheets and 3 rows of black and 3 rows of white, which is why black and white dots are gone. Well, they're like gone, discontinued. Okay, so pearls. Here are what the melon pearls look like. They're very pretty in real life too. And how nice do they look with like their little sequin buddies. I don't have the flowers yet. They're somewhere coming. Okay, so then I only have one set of this. I have the alphas, so you can kind of see how this works. This is kind of an interesting concept. So, the embellishments, they've grouped them by kind. So there's alphabets, numbers, hearts, stars, arrows, brackets, flowers, and buttons. And then they've broken them down into all the different finishes. So there's wood grain, rainbow, white acrylic, and black acrylic. So some things come, I think, no, I don't want to say that. No, maybe they, so you can buy them separately or in a bundle. So I did the alphas in a bundle because for scrapbooking, I knew this would be great, right? And there's a little bit of savings when you do the bundle. So here is what the rainbows look like. And then the white. But then the wood grain are the die cuts. So there is the wood grain die cut, and then that black paperboard alpha also. So it's kind of a little bit fun. It's a little bit different, right? So I thought it had, okay, so I do. So same thing. Here's the buttons, right? Before they were just like wood, or acrylic, right? So they are playing with the paperboard. So the buttons are white acrylic, then the rainbow colors, then wood grain and black, right? So kind of neat. So I have to play with these a little bit and get used to that. And then, like I said, there's all the different shapes that I mentioned. Okay, so nothing new here. All the heat embossing tools, the watercolors, watercolor pencils, right? Great for adding and using on all of your fun things. Tri-blend markers. So the metallic markers, they replaced them. And now they are the new Spectrum Noir. So I haven't actually even opened these. But so, and I've got gold and silver because that's like the first things I would always gravitate towards, right? So there's 3 different tips, and they kind of work, you know, like the old Zig pens where you push them to start to get the ink to flow. So there's so the nice thing is with the 3 different tips, you can do 3 different things, right? So there's a super fine, and then a marker, and then a chiseled tip, right? So that's fun, but that's kind of the only, oh, and then there's new pens. Okay, and this might be like some of my favorite because I gotta love a good pen. For starters, you all know how much I love Le Pens, so thank goodness they added, what's technically the name? Dark gray and black to the line because I love Le Pens. I use them all the time. So super happy. I might have a few of those. And then, so they added, and then like we've got the white ones, right? Like this totally makes my little grade 7 heart super happy. Then there are metallic gel pens, and that's this bundle right here. And so there's 10 of them. They write really nicely. So, and it's archival ink. And I did test them, and they do write really nicely. So these are the metallic ones. And then these are called Stardust gel pens. And they're very pretty also. So this is a smaller set. That set is 10 and this is only 6. But if you like Jelly Roll pens, you'll really like these. I like all things writing. So I love to doodle and do sketches. So new pens were like right up my alley. There's new shimmer brushes, so obviously in the new colors. There's some new stickles and new liquid pearls. So the stickles are fun. So there's a new green color, which is called Saltwater. There's a new blue, which is Pacific Coast. And there's copper, which I think is super fun. So those are the new stickles. I love stickles. So I'll always have all the stickles. And then here's the liquid pearl colors. And I love liquid pearls too. So this is called Coral. Perfect match for melon, right? So that's fun. And then Silver Pearl, which is also fun. And then Deep Water, which is beautiful. I might have played with all of those already. Then we got 3 shimmer sprays. These are not opened yet, and I have not played with them, but I look forward to doing that. So Fiery Sunset, which looks like a reddy color. And then Balmy Night, which is like a bluish color. And then Black Marble, which is obviously dark black. So that's fun. And then the Distress Oxides. So here are the 4 new Distress Oxide colors. And here they are. I actually put them on paper. So this is the Speckled Egg. This is the Savage Patina. This is Rustic Wilderness and Villainous Potion. So super pretty, and like a great combination together too to add to the line. Really nice combination. So while we're here, we'll talk about this. They have added domed foam to the line, which is awesome. It just is a little bit easier to blend with. So if you struggle with blending, you don't like using like our normal sponges, you're gonna love these, and you can buy them. I think it's a 10 pack, and swap them out, and it's fun. That also will lead us into something else super exciting, but I'm not sure. I think it might be the next page. Just let me turn the page. Okay, so here are the dome sponges. So then I'm eager to try this stamping foam. So you can make an impression in the foam and then use it as your stamp. There's some super fun things you can do with it. So you're creating like a negative space here. So you can see it right here. Blending brushes. Okay, so I might be slightly obsessed. They're very nice. So they're really super easy to use. Like I said, if you've ever struggled with blending, you will struggle no more. The stencils are awesome, especially with the blending brushes and the new domed foams. So there's some fun things. So this is kind of 7. It's called, well, Stencil Pack 1. So it's kind of got a wilderness travel theme happening. And then this is the second pack. And lots of fun, interesting ideas going on in my head about this. So this rainbow one, it actually layers on top of each other. So you can go from the smallest rainbow and build out your colors in a 6x6 square. You could obviously increase it so that you can cover your whole piece of cardstock. I'm just looking to see, oh, you're there. I'm just looking, oh, here it is. So here's like the fun alpha, and then here's the little rainbow. So I'll show you. So you can see it's divided into 4 sections, and you can go from in whatever order you would like. You're not going to be able to see on my clear stencil here. But there is the small, or here's the smallest one, and then you go up and up and up, and so you can add your 4 colors in with your ink and your blending brush or your foam or your sponge or whatever you would like. So there's great stencils in here. Then there's card front size stencils, and then slimline stencils, which are really fun too. This one is like a layered stencil. I'm wondering if we might see more of that happening, right? So it's a buildable stencil. So It kind of works the same concept as the rainbow, right? You can lay one down with one ink color, then lay the next one and the next one, etc. Super fun. I love a stencil because you can adapt it to make it any color combination you want, right? Okay, so stamp chamois box. Ooh, that's exciting. So a little plastic holder that allows air in for your stamp chamois so that it can dry out and stuff. Right now mine is just sitting in like a little organizer piece, but I might be having one come soon. Okay, so then this is kind of all the same. So this is super exciting because if anybody watches me, you know I always have a ruler. So we're getting a magnetic T-square ruler so you can pull the T part off or have it together. This, it's not available yet, but it's super, super exciting. Even the thought that it's coming. I like things lined up, so that is very exciting. Okay, so then the exciting thing on this page is the masking tape. So this is fun. There's two different sizes. So this is 1 inch and this is 4 inches. And this is lots of fun. So you can use it obviously in tons of different ways. I'm very excited. And there's tons on there. Like, look how much is on that roll. You can buy them separately or you can buy them together in a bundle. And the bundle has 2 rolls of the 1 inch and 1 roll of the 4 inch. So you can use it to keep down your anything, a stencil, a thin cut going through the machine. You can use it for masking things, to stamp, to create perspective. So this is super exciting. So then I think there's a photo organizer, which is super cool. So it's got the smaller containers that hold your 4x6 photographs inside, and then you can put them in the big box. It'll get you organized, and it makes it great for taking your photos to a crop if you do that. So that is a new addition and super exciting. Okay, so then there's some new digital art, and you can also purchase this in a bundle. The albums, and this kind of stays the same, right? Page protectors. Okay, so the melon things I've showed you. I don't have the flowers and I don't have the shimmer brush yet. And then, so the new colors. So this is the last portion, but here are the new colors. So this is melon, this is honey butter, this is periwinkle, this is mist, this is seabrook, and this is pine. I love the new colors. I'm super happy. Like, I'm just going to tell you, not every year do I love all of the colors. This year, I really love all of the colors. And they seem to be using a lot of the melon. So I'm hoping that you will see again a lot of the color of the year. So that is fun. So I think we are at the end of the idea book. If you guys have any questions, feel free to add them into the comments, and I will for sure come back and check the comments and answer questions. And if you guys are in Canada and need any supplies, my shopping website is chrisrobertson.closetomyheart.ca or at closetomyheart.ca. You're very welcome. And like I said, I knew I was going to do it. I was just not quite sure how quickly. I wanted to have enough stuff, obviously, that I could show a lot of product and kind of tell you some of the exciting things for me that I see happening. Kind of my perspective on why some things happened. And you can tell when, like, you can see now in over the course of the last year when they were testing things out to see how they were going to go. So if you guys like things over the course of the year, make sure that you are grabbing them when they're available, because I think that the things that they're seeing people purchase are dictating where our next idea books are going. So that's what I've got for you guys today. And as I said, sorry, I knew it was going to be a long one, but I kind of wanted to have one video that would kind of go through a lot of the 113 pages. And as I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Ask them in the comments below, and I'll come back as soon as I can. So have a great day, guys, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.